Lead attorney here. Hope you guys are doing well, man. This is our first Q&A. Oh, struggle streaming already. This is our first Q&A session of the Patreon, the new Patreon, and of YouTube Elementary. I am so happy that you guys are here. There are not many of us, are there? Usually by this time there would be, 500 people in the chat? And right now there are not that many, but that's okay. That is okay. What we're going to do, we are going to talk a little bit about the purpose of YouTube Elementary. I'm going to explain to you my history. And then if there are any questions, I am going to take questions. Questions about how to start your channel, how to grow your channel. If you have any questions on metadata, tags, the titles, what topics you can talk, or what topics you can discuss for your videos, we're going to talk about it all. So I am extremely excited to have you guys here. Also excited about this journey that we're going to take on this new channel, the YouTube Elementary. All right. So if anybody has any questions, they can just put those in the chat, or I'm actually going to drop the link as well if anybody wants to come up and ask their question on camera. Now, the Patreon has been open for 2 days. So I think there are 38 patrons in total that we've gotten in 2 days. So that's good. And so there might not be many people on this first Q&A session, but that's better for you guys because it'll be a much more intimate setting and I will be able to respond to your questions more fully. All right. What is the purpose of this video? Again, it's a Q&A session. I'm also going to have mastermind sessions as well. Thinking about doing these once a week. Whoever wants to come on and ask their question, they can certainly do that. And really what I want to build is kind of a community where other people as well can chime in and give their thoughts and their perspectives on the questions that we all have as newer YouTubers. I'm also going to have mastermind sessions where I choose, I'm going to get recommendations from you guys, and then I am going to choose from those recommendations specific subjects that you want me to talk about to give you much more information, kind of a deep dive into the subjects that interest you most. So we're going to have mastermind sessions where you guys can ask not only me, but others as well questions and receive answers. And then I'm going to give you some deep dives into some specific subjects that are going to help you out tremendously when it comes to growing your channel, right? Or even starting your channel. We've also started a Discord, right? And I'm going to explain to you guys how to use that. That's going to be tremendously helpful as well in terms of creating the community and setting a place for where everybody can come together to exchange thoughts and ideas. So I'm super excited about that. Now we're still building the Discord, and we're going to fill it out as this month as time goes on. All right. So thank you for joining the YouTube Elementary channel. This channel really is all about, number one, starting your YouTube page or starting your YouTube channel, and then growing your channel. This might be interesting to you, but there are a lot of people who are not interested in growing or monetizing their YouTube channel. There are a lot of people who have had, a channel for 10 years and, they only post 2 or 3 videos in those 10 years. There are other people who post videos regularly, but they private those videos. They don't want anybody to see them. A lot of those videos are, let's say, family videos, or a lot of those videos are kind of diary videos where someone will just cut on the camera and talk to the camera about their day or how they're feeling, and then private that video, but then save it. And now, look back over 5-6 years and they've got all of these videos, kind of like a video diary that they keep locked away in private. There are also people who create videos, again, just for their friends, look at this, look at that. And those videos are not for public consumption. If you use YouTube like that, there's no problem at all. One way really isn't better than another. but that's not really the goal of YouTube Elementary. The goal of YouTube Elementary is for people to see your videos, right? For people to follow you, for people to take an interest in the type of content that you are creating so that your channel grows. You know, when your channel grows, the monetization grows, your ability to monetize your channel, your recognition grows, but people are getting your message, right? And that's what we really want. We want your content to go out to affect as many people as possible. So that is the purpose of this channel. So I am so glad that you guys are here. Oh, we got Neko. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Nico or Neko? I'm gonna say Neko. Got Neko in the house. Glad that you are here, one of the patron members. Guys, to be honest, I think that there are 38 patron members, but only I think 12 have the ability to see these Q&A sessions. So for the first sessions, it's really going to be like a family affair, right? And you guys are going to get a lot of specific attention from me. So that is a great video, a great benefit to you guys. So let me give you a quick introduction as to who I am. I know a lot of you have recently found me, and I want to tell you a little bit about me. Now, I am a 20-year divorce attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So I've been doing divorce work for a long time. And in Atlanta, I don't know if you guys know Atlanta, but we got everybody down here. We got athletes, we got singers, rappers, all types of entertainers, adult entertainers, right? We have everybody down here, businessmen, businesswomen. There's a lot of money. And I have seen relationships fall apart and really have participated in the destruction and the divorce of those relationships for about 2 decades. So, you know, to be honest with you, it's just you and me, right? I'm kind of over it, kind of getting tired of it. And last year, you know, we all know what hit that pandemic. It doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. So the courthouses were closed and everybody was looking for one of these hobbies, right? So this was my hobby. And I started these YouTube videos. And I only made 11 videos in all of last year. I really wasn't taking it seriously. I was doing more as a hobby. And you could argue I'm still doing it as a hobby, right? Not really maximizing it to its fullest potential. I'm leaving a lot of maximization on the table, but that's okay because I got other things going on, and I'm still treating this as a hobby, which allows me to enjoy it. Because once you start treating something as a business, a lot of times that can kind of take the life out of it, right? And you just start to see it more as a income generating affair than really a passion or something that you want to do. And I love cutting the camera on and talking to you guys. And the second that it starts to become a chore, the second that I view it as a job, there's really no reason for me to keep it going. So I like treating it how it is. Having said that, it's an excellent side hustle. I showed you guys my analytics when I reached the 10,000 subscriber mark. I was making about $3,000, I think, for that month. Although, you know, I had purchased all of this equipment, and we can talk about that too, the equipment that you're going to need and not need to start your YouTube channel. So I had purchased some equipment. So really that $3,000, it was eaten up by the equipment. I overbought. I'm the type of person that if I feel like something is going to help me out, I just snap it up and get it. I don't really try to price or to like bargain. I just get the thing and I keep moving. Then I did another, so that was at 10,000 subscribers. When I reached 25,000, how much I showed you guys my analytics. I was making I think $10,000 a month with 25,000 subscribers. Then with 50,000, I just reached the 50,000 subscriber mark a week or two ago, maybe last week, and I released that video and it was 20,000. That might seem a lot to you, but I promise you it's not. And I had the Poor Man's Podcast. He showed up on my last live stream and he vouched for me. I mean, he was making money faster than I was, right? I mean, his first month on YouTube, I think he made like $900. The second month, it was $3,500. The third month, it was like 55. $100. And 4 months in, he was making $11,000. 4 months on YouTube, 11 grand, right? Not doing any live streams or anything, just these standalone, 8-minute videos, 12-minute videos, 17-minute videos. I had a woman show up on my last live stream. She said that she had 90,000 subscribers, 90,000, and she was making $300 a month, right? $300. So what does that mean? It means that there is definitely room for improvement, no matter how many subscribers you have, right? But so I started this channel as a hobby to give people, specifically men, the information that I had in terms of the law about child support, about visitation with your children, custody of your children, parental alienation, alimony, property division, all of the things that I've come to learn over these 20 years fighting in these divorce trenches. Right now, since that time, and you'll see this as well, your channel is going to start to evolve, right? Just like you are not the same person that you were at 6 years old or 16 years old or 24 years old, right? You're constantly growing. Well, your channel is going to grow the same way. And that's what we want. We don't want your channel to be the same 6 months from now as it is now. That's really the whole purpose of the channel. So in my growth, I have made every single mistake that you can make, every single one. And what I want to do is help you avoid those. I will also say though that I have studied YouTube. I like it as a subject. I've studied the algorithm. I have read so many of these books that are out here on YouTube. Watched so many videos. I have taken courses on YouTube. The most expensive course I took was the Meet Kevin course. That was about $500. I got it on sale, I think, for like $350, something like that. It was an excellent course. I took it too late. I should have taken it right in the beginning, but I waited and took it towards the end. Well, towards when I had kind of figured things out. And so it didn't help me out as much as it could, but it was an excellent course. So I'm fascinated by this subject, which is why I started this whole different channel about the YouTube University, which is different from my lead attorney channel. We're not really going to be discussing any lead attorney topics on this channel. This channel is solely dedicated to YouTube. Now that I have YouTube kind of figured out, I'm not saying I'm the best YouTuber, but I've got my own lane. Now I'm starting to branch into other things. You guys see me struggling on the Instagram. I put up like my first story, first and second story yesterday or today. I started a Patreon, started a Discord. So now I'm moving into other platforms. But I still want to give you guys the knowledge and some of the mistakes that I have made, because I have seen how fast YouTube channel can grow. Not only mine, but others as well. And guys, now that I've reached 50,000, I will tell you that I'm starting to make friends with much bigger YouTubers. And they are showing me some of the things that, you are going to have to worry about when you get way up there, when the money starts getting much bigger. And so I'm also planning to have people talk to you guys about money. One of my first collaborations I'm going to have for you is I'm going to have Pocket Watching with JT come on, and he's going to explain to you kind of how to handle your money. We have seen very recently with those two guys down in Miami that you can start getting, 200,000, 300,000 a month, and you can flip out, right? But it's important for you not to start wasting your money, not to start buying crazy things, saving your money for the taxes. We all take a huge tax hit once our channel takes off, because they don't withhold taxes from you. They give you all of your money. So if you spend all of your money, if you're not conscious of the fact that next year, April 15th, you're going to have to hand over a check of tens of thousands of dollars, you can wind up in a bind. So I'm going to have JT on to talk to you guys about how YouTubers should handle the money that you're going to start to make. And it's going to be significant. I'm not telling you that you're going to be making $200,000 and $300,000 a month like the fresh and fit guys, right? What I am telling you is that it could easily surpass the amount of money that you're making at your job. It can easily do that. If the moderate, what's the median income in America? Like 45,000 a month, 45,000 a year. Sorry, $45,000 a year. So how many? Let's say, what is that? Like 4,000 a month. Right, you make it's $4,000 a month for the median salary, whereas the what's his name, the poor man's podcast, he was making more than that in what, 2 3 months on YouTube, 2 months. So you're going to need to know how to manage your money, and I want you to grow your channel, but I also want you to do it in a responsible way, so that you're prepared when the government starts knocking, right? So I am excited to be on this journey with you guys. I'm going to tell you all the things that I have learned. My first video I put up last April. So I guess I've been on YouTube about a year and a half, but I really started taking it seriously in January. Seriously, right? I had a collaboration. I was actually going to quit because I was making so many mistakes that I couldn't keep going. It was too difficult and too time consuming, especially considering my other job. But I got a collaboration. O'Shea Duke Jackson, he had like 150,000 at the time. He came down, and it's very hard to get a collaboration with someone when your channel is so small. A lot of people pay for those collaborations because there's no other way to get them. Because if O'Shea Duke Jackson interviews me on his channel and I have 1,000 subscribers and he has 150,000, no one knows who I am. So that's not a benefit to him, but it was a huge benefit to me. I had 1,000 subscribers. It had taken me like 8 or 9 months to get 1,000 subscribers when he interviewed me. The next day, I got another 1,000. Like, he doubled my subscriber count in 24 hours. And then he had me on again a few weeks later, and I got like 500. And then he had me on again a few weeks later, and I got another 700 in a day. Guys, I have been there. I remember waking up in the morning and you grab your phone and you look at your phone, you look at your YouTube studio, and you have two new subscribers. You wake up and you got two new subscribers, and you're like, yes. And then you wake up the next day and you have four new subscribers. And you start feeling good. And you wake up the next day and look at your phone and you've lost 7 subscribers. You're like, where the hell did my subscribers go? Right now, it's going to take you a whole week just to make back the 7 that you got. I remember those days where, just trying to get 1 subscriber, 3 subscribers, 5 subscribers in a day. It's a thing. And so imagine, guys, imagine going from that to getting 1,000 subscribers in one day. It was amazing. So we're going to talk about these. These are the types of things that you might not hear other YouTubers talk about. Other YouTubers, they're going to talk about the tags and the titles of your videos. We're going to talk about all that. But we're also going to talk about some behind the scenes things. Sometimes those are really the most important things. And I'm starting to see even more behind the scenes things now that I am kind of moving up in this ecosystem, right? But let me tell you that collaborations are humongous. They are absolutely humongous. So who do we have in the house? We've got Neko Stratton in the house. We got Sherry Ann. Salute to you. We got Neko. Salute to Sherry Ann. We got Sim. Sim is always supporting your boy. Sim, how you doing, Sim? We have True Silver Queen. Nice to see you, True Silver Queen. And of course, we got our man Dario. Our man Dario. Now, listen, guys, I'll be honest with you. There are 38 Patreon members since we opened up the Patreon 2 days ago. But I think like only maybe 9 to 12 actually qualify for this level of content. So this is us, right? So I don't know if anyone has any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Dario says, how's it going? The lead attorney. I'm doing good, Dario. How are you? Have you started your channel yet? What's going on? Guys, let me know if you have any questions. You can write them in the comment section. I will absolutely read them. Neko. Is it Neko? I hope I'm saying it right, Neko. You can absolutely. I'm because there are only so few people in the chat. I'm going to be able to see everyone's comment. So you can leave your comment here in the chat in the comment section, or you can come up. I've dropped the link. If you want to come up, you do not have to cam up. It can just be your icon. I'm really just here for you, and I want to answer any questions that you guys have. Now, as time goes on, there are going to be more people signing up for the Patreon, more people getting in, and so this is going to get a lot fuller. So these days really are the best days where you're going to get, kind of full access to me to ask repeated questions. Shout out to Anton Daniels. He has, I think, 2,000 people in his Patreon. So, 2,000 people, not everybody is going to get the chance to get their questions asked. And maybe if you do get the chance, you got one chance, so you better make it a good chance. Here, though, with me, you have multiple opportunities right now at the beginning. So I am super, super excited. Just want to make sure that everybody is in here right now. All right. So the first question. I didn't see that movie. Which movie was it? Just tell me if it's like knee, like the like your body part. Is it Nico or Neko, like your neck? Is it knee or neck? I'm gonna say Neko. All right. First, let me answer True Silver, and then I see a nurse like me, so I'm gonna grab you in a second, nurse like me. Okay. So what does True Silver Queen say? What editing software do you use? This is a Nico. Fantastic. Perfect. Thank you, Nico. What editing software do you use? This is a fantastic question. Now, guys, let me be honest. My channel has evolved, and I really don't use a lot of, I don't really edit so much anymore. To answer the question, I use Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro 10, Final Cut Pro X. Now, that was like $300. I just bought it. I think you can do like a monthly plan, but I just bought it. It is excellent. It is one of the two top industry standards. Movies are made, like real movies, on Final Cut Pro. At the top tier, you have Final Cut Pro and you have Adobe Premiere Pro. So those are the two. You got Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro. And it's kind of split. It's like a Biggie and Tupac type of deal, right? It's either one or the other. But that's at the top. At the bottom, you'll have DaVinci. Y'all check out DaVinci if you haven't started editing your videos. I have not used the DaVinci. I think it's DaVinci Resolve, but it's DaVinci. It's free, and people say that it is excellent as well. Now, there are a few bells and whistles that aren't on there, but as a beginner, you're not even going to know how to use those bells and whistles anyway. So if you're old like me and you've got the money, I would say just go ahead and buy the Final Cut Pro. If you are on a Mac, I'm in the Mac ecosphere, so I do Final Cut Pro. If you are not in the if you're in Windows, then if you've got just extra money, you might want to go ahead and do the Premiere Pro, so you start at the top and you don't have to keep buying things as you go up. But a lot of people start their editing on, really, sometimes, to be honest with you, some people just start their editing on their iPhone. If they're in the Mac space, they will start it with iMovie. iMovie comes with your computer, or they will use DaVinci, right? Which is an awesome program. I've never used it, but everybody raves about it if you're looking for a low cost or free solution. And now, why don't I edit anymore? I mean, I do a little bit of editing, but editing was taking me so long, guys. I was averaging a minute to an hour, right? So what does that mean? For every finished minute that I had of editing, it would take me an hour. So if I had a 5-minute video, it would take me 5 hours to edit. If I had a 10-minute video, 10 hours. 15 minutes, 15 hours. Guys, I've got a 26-minute video that I made way back in the day. What's that mean? 26 hours. Now, to be fair, that's not all including the editing, right? Because I would write scripts, and I would upload my scripts into a teleprompter. Guys, I brought 2 different teleprompters. I bought one teleprompter, used it for a couple months, and I was like, no, forget this. I got to go bigger. Bought a bigger teleprompter, started using that. It was better, but it was still slow. And I was buying everything. Anything that I thought could possibly improve my workflow, I would buy it. But that was the editing software that I bought. So your question is, what editing software do you use? I know that's a long answer, but I want to give you guys full and complete answers. I use Final Cut Pro. I use Final Cut Pro. All right, we have a nurse like me. A nurse like me. Let me add you to the stream, a nurse like me. Hey, how are you doing?
I am doing awesome.
I really appreciate you coming up. All right, first of all, let me thank you for joining the Patreon, of course.
Absolutely.
So much, a nurse like me. And I think you're going to get a lot of value, especially now because it's kind of just us. We're a tight knit family right now, right? So you guys are really getting in on the ground floor. So I am so excited about your YouTube journey and to be able to participate in it and help out. Why don't you tell everybody, first of all, a brief introduction, what your channel's name is? Is it A Nurse Like Me? And then
It is.
kind of tell us when you started, how many subscribers you have, and kind of what your channel is about. Also, before you do that, let me say this, guys. Sometimes there's a question as to whether or not you should show your subscriber count. Sometimes it looks bad when your subscriber count is 9. I get it, right? If it's 9, no one's gonna guess it's 9 if you cut it off. People might assume it's 100 or 200. So a lot of you are gonna be tempted to turn it off. There's really no right or wrong answer, but generally it's better to turn it on because people like to see your growth. And I always had mine on. When mine was 9, it was 9. And when it was 17, it was 17. And it was below 1,000, I'm telling you, for month after month after month. But now, if it goes from, 200 to 225, people see that growth and people are like, oh, I want to participate, and they want to help you get your numbers up. People really look at numbers. In fact, when a couple of years ago, maybe a year or two ago, YouTube took away the numbers that YouTube tried to hide kind of how many subscribers you had specifically. You used to be able to see exactly how many subscribers you have when your channel was big. So if you look at my channel now, it might say 53,000, 53.9. It won't say 53,947. A year or two ago, it would say 52,947. Why did YouTube take that away? They took that away because people were having parties where they would call all their friends and try to get the numbers of subscribers to drop. And so YouTube tried to hide that. They tried to make it more ambiguous so you couldn't see the numbers just dropping subscriber by subscriber. But that lets you know that people are very interested in your number and they want to see your number grow, especially if you're small. So never be afraid if someone says, how many subscribers you got? Look them in the eye and say, I got 9, right? Don't worry about it. Every single YouTuber has had 9 subscribers, right? So I'm going to ask you guys how many subscribers that you have, but it's not to put you on blast or anything, because believe me when I tell you I've been there. But it's to get you comfortable in telling how many subscribers you have, because believe me, it's going to grow. Okay. So again, Nurse Like Me, just tell us a little bit about when you started your channel, how many subscribers you have, and kind of what your channel is about.
Okay, so my channel name is A Nurse Like Me. I started during the pandemic. I'm a registered nurse, immigrant nurse. I came to the US in December of 2018.
Oh, okay.
So
from where?
From Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay,
Right.
excellent, excellent.
So I started working in the US in March of 2019 when I started my first job.
Mm-hmm.
So my YouTube channel is about helping immigrant nurses transition to life in the US.
Yes.
It's somewhat of a small niche, but I want to, as I grow, expand enough to cater to those persons, but not to diversify too much that, no one wants to be there because the content is not exactly what they came for.
Right.
So as of this morning, I have 612 subscribers.
Nice. That is excellent. Excellent.
It's a slow and steady ride.
Yes, it is. And that first word you said is exactly right. It is slow. It is absolutely, the beginning is the slowest part. It is the absolute slowest part. It's the time that it really, it's the time where you really have to be the most patient.
Right.
Guys, there have been days now where I will get 300 subscribers in a day, 500 subscribers in a day. Guys, I made a video. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on the YouTube Elementary channel, not the Lead Attorney channel, the YouTube Elementary. And I described to you when I made a mistake last month and my channel crashed. And I was getting 300 subscribers a day, 400 subscribers a day, and everything went down to zero. And I wanted to, a lot of people would have hidden that from you, but I wanted to tell you so you do not make that same mistake. And to get it back up, it has been difficult. But now I'm back to getting 300 subscribers a day, 500 a day. A few days ago, I got like 1,700 one day, 2,600 in a day. I think yesterday I might have gotten 700. So what it snowballs. It snowballs. At the very beginning, there's barely any snow, right? But you wonder how these channels get so big, because a channel can never get big if it grows at the rate that it's growing in the beginning. Because getting 3 subscribers a day, you'll never get there. And I used to wonder when I had 400 subscribers, how in the hell am I going to get to 2,000? If you just do the math, right? If you just do the math and say, okay, I'm going to get 3 subscribers a day. How am I going to get to 3,000? How many years is this going to take? But it's not linear. That's the most important thing for you guys to realize. It's not linear like this. It ramps up like a snowball, right? So 600 subscribers, that's awesome. Most people give up way before then. So I am glad that you are here, a nurse like me. Do you have any questions or kind of what issues are you facing right now in your journey?
Specifically, as I was mentioning, how to provide more content
Mm-hmm.
that caters to a little bit of a broader audience, but not losing the interest of the current subscribers, because it's very niche based, immigrant nurses specifically. So I wanted to make content that caters to nurses on a little bit of a broader level, but not, lose the interest of current subscribers as well.
Yes, and this is always an issue, guys. What to do about your current subscribers versus new subscribers? Because you can kind of say, well, I have 600 subscribers, and those are my most important subscribers, right? Because they're there at the very beginning. I do not want to do anything to alienate them. But if you cater to this 600, you might miss 600,000.
Mm,
And so what you really need to focus on is the growth. And I was the same way, at the very beginning, you fight so hard to get those 800, to get those 250. You say, I do not want to make one piece of content that's going to mess up these 250
right.
subscribers. But what we need to realize is that 250 subscribers, the number 250, it's nothing. I mean, there are billions of people on YouTube. So if you limit yourself to only trying to satisfy the 250, you could absolutely be missing out. And I will tell you something. I've been on YouTube about a year and a half. There are very few subscribers that I have that I had in the beginning that are still with me today. Very
Hmm,
few. Why is that? Because my content has changed. My content has changed. There are probably very few girlfriends or boyfriends that people have in ninth grade and 10th grade that are still with them at 35. But imagine if you tried to limit your whole life to satisfying that boyfriend you had, that girlfriend you had in the ninth grade. You can't do it, right? Sometimes you got to grow and get bigger. And so, I've got a few. My last video, I shouted one out, Solomon Kennard. He's been there from the very beginning for me, but it might be about 5 or 6, maybe 10 out of my, let's say, first 800 subscribers that are still here. What I'm trying to tell you is that's okay. If you lose your first subscribers, but get a huge audience, that's okay. Because again, the purpose is growth. The purpose is to
mhm,
get your message out. Your message was never intended to be only to 200 people. If your message was intended to be to 200 people, you could You don't even need to be part of the YouTube anniversary. Just keep doing what you're doing and talk to those 200. But if you want to get to 200,000, your message is going to have to be bigger, and you're going to ruffle some feathers. I did a video. I'm going to put this on my YouTube elementary channel. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had a day one subscriber, and she came up in a stream. She was one of my very first subscribers, and she came up and she was mad at me, and we got into a very heated argument on a stream with hundreds of people, right? And but I gave her the time to argue with me because she was in the beginning. So I understand what the point is. I understand the passion that you have to keep your current subscribers, but the priority is not to keep these first few. The priority is to grow, and you're going to lose some when you grow. So that's the first thing. The second thing, let's say that I wanted to make a YouTube channel about people who had lost or catered to people who had lost both of their legs, right? There are people in this world who have suffered accidents who have lost both of their legs. This is a hardcore example, right? But just go with me. I can make very good videos, and those people are going to watch those videos and they're going to like them. They're going to be able to relate. But how much growth is that?
Right.
Right? The audience is very limited. What you're asking is, how do I get a bigger audience? Well, if you want a bigger audience, if I'm doing a YouTube channel only for people with 2 missing limbs, the audience by definition is smaller. So I need to find a way to make the audience bigger. How should you make your audience bigger? Well, there's an idea of the Trojan horse that I got from Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin is a YouTuber. He's actually running for governor now in California. But I bought his course and he explained it perfectly, because I made a video where I was upset that the videos that I made about child support, the videos that I made about child custody, alimony, no one was watching those videos. But when I start talking about Lizzo, and when I start talking about Dr. Dre, and when I start talking about Bill Cosby and Kwame Brown, everybody wants to watch. That's how a lot of you guys found me, through this Fresh and Fit fiasco, right? So many people. The reason I was getting, 1,000 subscribers a day, or certainly 2,000 subscribers a day, I was talking about something that was hot.
Right.
If you want your channel to grow, you need to talk about stuff that's hot. If you want it to grow fast, your channel can grow. Your channel is going to grow either way, but it can grow slowly or it can grow fast. If you want your channel to grow slowly, then you can talk about things. You can stay more compact, stay more, for example, talking about the nursing, and keep more of the social stuff out. But if you want to supercharge your growth, the best way to supercharge it is to talk about things that are in the news, current events right now. Meet Kevin called it Trojan horsing. What he said was, the Trojan horse story is about, the Trojans wanted to invade this castle, but they couldn't get in because the drawbridge, there was that moat, that river, and the drawbridge was raised, and they couldn't force the drawbridge down. And so they built this huge wooden horse, and they put their soldiers in it, and they wheeled it up to the drawbridge, but they made it look like it was a present. They said it was a present. And so the king of the castle lowers the drawbridge, and they pull in the horse thinking it's a present. And when they lift the drawbridge up, all the soldiers come out. What is the horse in this scenario? The horse in this scenario is the topical stuff, the hot stuff, the current events. What is the inside contents? What is the soldiers? Well, the soldiers is your content. It might be the hardcore nursing information, right? So you put your message, your important message, you put it inside the horse. You put it inside a shell, or put it inside a vessel. What the mistake that I was making, and that so many people make, so many of you are making, is you're just giving the raw content. Yeah. And you're not surrounding it in a shell. You're not surrounding it in a vessel. So when you present your content, people are like, I don't want that. I don't even know what that's about. But if you put it in a present, if you put it into something that's attractive, like me, it's like medicine, right? If you want, that infant or that child to take that medicine, it better be grape flavored. It better be cherry flavored, right? The
Absolutely.
flavor, right? The flavor is what allows people to take it. But the actual medicine, what really works is your content.
Right.
And so if you want people to gravitate to your message, you need to cover your medicine or cover your message in this strawberry flavor, in this watermelon flavor. You need to put it inside a shell, put it inside a vessel. Once I started doing that, I mean, my videos were getting 5,000 views, 7,000 views, and that was okay. I did a video on a DJ, the #1 DJ in New York. And I looked up and the damn video had 150,000 views.
I was here for that.
You were there, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm like, what the hell is going on? The same way I was getting 5,000 views, 7,000 views. I did a video on Derek Jackson and how gag orders work, right? What is a gag order? A gag order is a court order, right? So that was my message, talking about court orders, but I put it inside of a Derek Jackson vessel. Well, everybody's interested in Derek Jackson, so they all took it, and then they got my gag order information. And that video also 150,000 views. Then I was like, oh, I see now. I see now. I just can't hit them with the medicine. I can't hit them with the rawness. I need to cover it. I need to cover it. So you're asking, how do I get growth, right? The first thing, again, don't worry about these 250 people that you have or 600 people. Don't worry about them. They're going to be all right. You're going to lose some. To be honest, in a year, they all might be gone. But that's okay if those 600 are gone if you have 60,000. So we need to change our mindset. And YouTube is the same way. I'm not just saying this just to say it. YouTube does not care about your subscribers. What do people who don't have YouTube channels, what do they get frustrated about? They get frustrated, a nurse like me, they'll subscribe to you, you will make a video, and then they won't see it for a month. And they'll say, well, YouTube didn't send me your videos. Why? YouTube does not care about your subscribers, guys. YouTube cares about growth. When I make a video, when I do a live stream, YouTube really only sends it out to 30% of my subscribers. Like 70% of my subscribers do not get notified. Why? Because YouTube is too busy notifying new people. YouTube is highly sophisticated. They have spent billions of dollars on this system. So whatever you can steal from them, whatever you can copy them, whatever you can get on their wavelength, you're going to find success. Do not, this sounds rough, but I'm telling you, do not prioritize your current subscribers, especially if you're small. Now, if you've got 300,000, all right, worry about those. Worry about those. Kevin Samuels will be crazy to not worry about the 1 million subscribers. He needs to keep doing what he's doing. But when you're small, don't worry about them. Try to get more. So never be afraid to change your message. That's the point. Some of you you're going to say, oh, well, if I change my content, I'm going to lose subscribers. I did that, guys. My channel is my lead attorney channel was specifically targeted to men. And there were a lot of men on there and interacting. But I would get some women on there from time to time, and the women would be like, hey, don't you have some information for us? And, between you and me, I represent women all the time, right? It's not like in my real job, it's not like I just represent men. I represent women all the time. And so I came out with a series of 4 videos to help women in child support. When I released those videos, like half of my subscribers, they were like, we did not sign up for this. And I probably lost 300 subscribers. Guys, I had to take those videos down. I had to take them down. Those men were like, lead attorney, you need to choose, baby. It's either them or us. And so I started the channel to help out men. So I took those videos down and I kept going. But what's the point? Don't be afraid to try things, but especially if you can put whatever you're doing in a vessel. Can you think of a way to maybe put your message inside of a shell that would be more acceptable to the people?
I could come up with something because with the pandemic, nursing is at the top, of topical topical issues at this point. So I certainly could come up with something.
Absolutely. Yes. Everybody's talking about this. They found a new strain, a new variant of this virus, the Mu variant that they're studying. So yeah, this is a hot time. Now, it's a little interesting because YouTube does not want people talking about this virus. Because of your size, you might not get punished for it so it might be something to try. But yeah, everybody has questions right now. So what I would do is try to frame things in a way that's much more topical, right?
Absolutely. And
Uh,
when
mhm.
further down the road, I look forward to an Atlanta meetup, something like that for new creators, small creators. That would be
Yes,
awesome.
that would be. Are you here in Atlanta?
I'm in Conyers,
Oh, okay,
so 30 minutes
fantastic.
out.
Fantastic. Yes, we'll have to do that. There are so many YouTubers in Atlanta, from small ones like us all the way to Kevin Samuels. Like everybody's here. So Conyers, that's awesome. Yeah, well, we will absolutely have to do a meetup. So thank you so much, nurse, and then a nurse like me. I'm sorry about to call you another. There are a few nurses in this space, so thank you so much. And if you want to hang out in the back, you certainly can, or just and if we have more time, if you think of anything else, you can either write it in the chat or I'll bring you up. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Perfect. No problem. Thank you. A nurse like me, y'all go check her out. All right, we've got entrepreneur down here. Let me just catch a few more of these comments, and then I'll bring him up. The Pillow Talk with Sorrel Bay. Shout out to Sorrel. Y'all go check her out. Beautiful, beautiful woman up in Canada, bilingual, speaks that English and French. I saw a video of hers, and she was kind of going back and forth. It reminds me of how people do down here with the Spanglish. I didn't know French and English had that type of thing too, but she has an excellent channel. She says, "What do you use to make special effects on your lives?" Yes, what I use is called a. Let me move this so you guys can see it. I hope I don't mess anything up. This is called the Rodecaster Pro. This is called the Rodecaster Pro. This not only handles my special effects, it also handles my audio. If you can see, this is directly tied into here. And so I adjust my levels with these. If I call for something, so you guys can't hear me right here, right? I can also adjust the volumes that it's coming in, and I can adjust the levels of my sound effects, right? So if someone says something that's intelligent that I like, I'm like, oh, like a shout out, then I can hit that button right there. Or if someone sends like a really big super chat or a really big donation, then I go all up with it, right? This is about $600. If this thing got stolen from me today, I would buy another one tonight. It is awesome. It connects your microphone. You guys can't see. There's a microphone right here. I don't want to move it too much, but the microphone here is connected through to this. This is the XLR cable, right? So my microphone is run through here. The microphone that you can't see, this one right here. This microphone is a Sennheiser microphone. It's connected. Sorry, it's connected to the Rodecaster Pro. My audio is connected to the Rodecaster Pro. All of my sound effects are connected to the Rodecaster Pro. This thing is awesome. It handles my whole sound. It is absolutely fantastic. My computer recognizes it instantly. And again, I love this thing. I love it. So that's what I use to handle not only my special effects, but all of my audio going out to the Sennheiser and my audio going into my ears. It also connects to my phone via Bluetooth. If someone were to send me a Cash App, you will actually hear it go the ching ching. You would hear that because this is connected to my Bluetooth. This is connected to the Rodecaster wirelessly, well, through the Bluetooth, right? So this piece of equipment runs everything. It runs absolutely everything in terms of my audio. So that is a great question. And then Dario says, what would your next upgrade be? This is a great question. Honestly, I have bought everything. I have bought everything. I have bought even more expensive cameras that I didn't like the look of. I'm the type of person where it's bought. I don't have it, guys. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm like, a trillionaire. I will tell you that I've been an attorney for 20 years. So being an attorney is somewhat lucrative. And I don't have a wife and I don't have any kids. So there's really nothing for me to spend my money on but this. You can't even really travel these days like you want to. So if I even have an idea that something's going to benefit me, I just snap it up and buy it. And now after a year and a half, Dario, I've kind of bought everything. So there's really nothing that I need. Now, the one thing that I, if I had to, the one thing I need is more sound protection for this studio. I don't know if you can hear, there's a little bit of an echo. So I would like to get the studio more acoustically treated. But actually, I've already bought the stuff. I just need to put it up. What I might end up doing is I'm so lazy, I might end up hiring somebody to put it up for me, right? But that's a great question. I've bought everything. I bought everything that I need. And after a year and a half, guys, there's not going to be much that you need. Big Guy Journey, shout out to Big Guy Journey, says, I'm at work. I hope this is a long stream. It might not be long, but I'm gonna put this on the YouTube, on the Patreon. So even if you miss it, you're gonna have access to all the information, and we're gonna have a Discord, and I'm gonna send you guys information on the Discord so that if you have questions, you can put your questions there as well. All right. What does Dario say? Slow and steady, the name of the game. Absolutely. Perfect. All right. So let's pull up another contestant. Look, who do we have here? We got the entrepreneur lawyer. Got co-counsel in here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Please forgive my little rough appearance. It's been a heavy week, but we're getting stuff done.
Listen, if anybody can understand you, I can understand you. If there's anybody. All right. I assume that your YouTube channel is the Entrepreneur Lawyer. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm pretty much the Entrepreneur Lawyer on all social media.
Perfect. Why don't you tell us when you started your YouTube channel, how many subscribers you have, and kind of how you're feeling about your journey right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. So my YouTube channel pretty much started as an offshoot of what I do on a regular basis. So I'm an entrepreneur lawyer. We do business formation, tax strategy, and trademarks to pretty much grow entrepreneurs into CEOs. And so what I started noticing was I'd mainly be on Facebook posting videos with different strategies and tips and things like that. And I was like, if I'm making like 9, 10, 12, 15-minute videos, I should probably put this stuff on YouTube. It only makes sense. And so I started taking that content and also translating it to YouTube. So YouTube wasn't necessarily a heavy growth focus of mine, but I'm a big YouTuber. I love following the different circles and learning things like that. So I've been trying to figure out how can I leverage this platform because it's so powerful, and the content that we're sharing, especially for business owners, can be so transformative. So when you just wrote that Trojan horse strategy, I was taking notes like crazy because
yes,
that's kind of where I've been between, as attorneys, the way we think, I want to teach people, I want to make sure my clients are educated, but nobody cares unless unless they're getting sued and they search specifically for what you do, or you wrap it in something topical. So that's something I've kind of been pushing back against, but you got to do what you got to do.
You're exactly right. I pushed back against it for months because I felt like it was diluting my message. It was diluting my knowledge. It was, it could get people confused. I was going on tangents talking about Tasha K. I don't want to talk about Tasha K. I
Yeah.
want to give you guys the information.
Yeah.
But when I talk about Tasha K and Cardi B, you know, it gets 150,000 views. So
Yeah.
I learned.
It's one of the things that I've observed, at least on the Instagram side, is trying my best to combine the two. So a few weeks ago, Kim Kardashian was in the news because she applied for a trademark for one of her new products. And so I do trademark as well, and I teach on that. And so I was able to show there was a young Black woman who applied for a trademark first, and she was able to prevent, you know, Kim K and those millions of dollars worth of attorneys and all that power because she did her stuff correctly. So I posted about that, and just, you know, using Kim Kardashian, that topical stuff, I saw my engagement. I was like, oh, people like it when you combine the two.
Exactly.
So I'm definitely going to be more open to the strategies that you've been sharing.
Excellent, excellent. And how many subscribers do you have?
We're at 251 right now.
251.
We started posting maybe a little bit before the end of last year, maybe November of last year.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And so what are some of the issues that you're facing on your trajectory right now where you're at? Some of the issues maybe you've got some questions about.
Yeah. I wrote a few questions down.
Right.
So
while you're thinking about that question, let me just answer Sherry Ann's question right quick. This is an easy question. She says, what camera are you using for this stream? I purchased a few cameras, believe me. For this stream, it is the Sony. It's not an expensive camera. Give me 1 second here while I try to look it up. I want to give you the exact name. It is the Sony ZV-1. The Sony ZV-1. I'll write it here in the comment section. My camera is the Sony ZV-1. It is one of my less expensive cameras, but it does a great job. I'm super satisfied with it. It's very easy to use. It's extremely compact. I just set it right here on my tripod, and I don't fiddle with it. I know exactly how to focus it. And so that's the camera that I use. So that's a great question. So sorry about that, the entrepreneur lawyer. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I definitely wanted to get this question out of the way since it was an easy question and an important question.
Definitely, I understand.
Okay.
So I guess one of the questions that I would ask is, when you're picking your topical items in the news, is there any type of criteria that you're looking for, or is it more so, can I pull this into something that I do? And then at the same time, kind of a second part of that question is, how do you think through whether or not that topical stuff is going to draw your ideal type of client in on YouTube? Or, you know, is it just drawing somebody who's interested in hearing about, you know, some of the current events?
Okay, you're the attorney, so you have to be these deep questions. Let's go one by one. What was your first question?
So what criteria do you use to pick what current events to shoot a video on?
Okay, my criteria is, you know, where I'm at right now, for my channel, I'm in the Black space. There are a few YouTubers that are in the white space, that are attorneys, 2 of which are Black. Well, 3 of which are Black. There's a Black woman who is a criminal defense attorney. There's a Black woman, a young Black woman who is a corporate attorney. And then there is, I think he's the biggest Black attorney on YouTube. His name is like Nate the attorney, or Nate the lawyer. And he has about 170,000 YouTube subscribers. They are all on the white side of YouTube, and they're not really on the Black side. I'm in the Black side, the manosphere side. So I think about what is appealing to the people in the manosphere. I have tried to go out. I did a video recently on Britney Spears and her conservatory, and how much of a shit show that was. Didn't really take off. The people in my sector really aren't checking for Britney Spears too much, even though I thought it was an interesting live stream. It didn't really take off. So what my criteria is, what's on and popping, in my sector, in my area. So that's the first thing. I say, what is the market giving me? And then what I do is I try to decide if there's any way possible for me to insert my message into that. I never do it the other way around. Usually in the beginning, what I was saying, okay, what's my message first, and then try to sell it to the people. That is the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
You figure out what the people are going to buy, and then you adjust your message to that.
That's good.
Now, the problem with that is a day like today. There's really nothing going on in the news. Last week, the whole Fresh and Fit fiasco, I was killing that. I was doing a video about that every day. People are like, damn, lead attorney, when you going to stop? I was like, no, I'm going to ride this horse. Yes, I rode that thing into the ground.
Yeah.
And a few people are still talking about it, which is kind of making me think, can I squeeze one more video out this mug, right?
Yeah.
But you also, the downside to that is you have a day like today that's a quiet day. And news channels go through this. I dated a while back. I dated a woman who was a news anchor here in Atlanta, and half of her job was just she wasn't an anchor. She was a reporter, and she would get on at 11 in the morning, and then at 3 and at 5. And half of her job was just trying to figure out what the hell she was going to talk about on a day-to-day basis. There were days, of course, when you got murders and shit like that. Yeah. But then there's other days in Atlanta, it's just a sunny day.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I might have to talk about my dogs or something. I don't know what to talk about. And so that is, if you are dealing with topical issues, you're kind of waiting to see what comes. And there are going to be days that you have, like a day like today, where I really need to talk about something to my people, and there's really not much for me to talk about.
Yeah.
So that is an issue that you're going to face. So we attorneys, we can talk a long time. I talk so much I can forget the question that I'm answering. Yeah. So I don't know if I answered that question, your first part correctly.
No, you hit it right on the head. And okay. So I guess that kind of ties into the second part. And so when you're creating this topical content, and you're gonna sneak your stuff through the back, I guess is this just mainly like a YouTube strategy to grow YouTube, or is this to potentially turn into some lead generation for clients, or how do you look at your YouTube channel and this new separate business that you have?
Yes, this is such a great question. At the very beginning. I've been getting tired of the practice of law for a while, because I've been practicing for 20 years.
Tell me about it.
In the very beginning, I was going to try to use this to get clients for my firm. And then in the very beginning, I had a woman get on a live, and she started saying that, first she was like, well, why are you only making content for men? And I explained to her, listen, men need a lot of help. It's not like women, a man can't do there was just this woman a month ago. She grabbed 3 random kids. She sat them down on the couch. She filmed a video with her iPhone. She uploaded it to GoFundMe, and she got $200,000 sitting on a dirty couch. Those weren't even her kids. Like, men cannot do that in this country. Men need help. All right. So, women don't really need as much help in the family law court system. They're going to be protected. The men are the ones who need the help. So I was like, listen, this is why I'm kind of helping men. You women are doing pretty good. Y'all aren't perfect, of course. No one is, but y'all's situation is much more advantageous than the men.
How'd she take that?
She said, yeah, I knew it was you. You tried to kill me. And I'm like, lady, I don't know you. She was like, yes, you were in a plot with my husband to try to kill me. And I said, lady, listen, first of all, your husband, if your husband tried to kill you, he needs to be in prison. I'm sorry for what you're going through, but I don't have anything to do with your husband. And she was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, my channel might be geared towards men, but I'm not trying to help killers.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, okay, I misunderstood. She was like, where do you practice? And I was like, in Atlanta. And she was like, I knew it. I knew it was you. You tried to kill me. And so I was like, you know what? from that moment on, I said, there's going to be a Chinese wall between my firm and these damn people on YouTube. I said, there's never going to be. Some attorneys do try to do that. I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't need it. So the dissenting opinion said, I saw that. Yeah, so dissenting opinion's been around a while. That was back in the day. It was crazy. So I do not do that. Now, there are many ways to monetize a YouTube channel. And what I have been doing in terms of the law is that I offer legal consultations to people who want to talk about relationships, people who want to talk about marriages, and people who want to talk about divorce. And I started off just trying to be cheap and help people out. I think I was doing $75 an hour, and very few people were booking it. So then I bumped it up to $75 and a half hour, and then more people started booking. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I raised it again to, I think now it's $125 per half hour. And I'm getting booked all the time. Yeah. So it was $125 for a half hour, $225 for an hour. And so what I realized is that the more that I charged, the more people thought there was value in it. Indeed. Now, everyone who has booked these consultations, in fact, on the last live stream, I had a person show up. I never talk about them, because it's confidential, one-on-one, but a person showed up in my last live stream and was telling people, hey, you guys have to get these consultations because they're really good. Yeah. And so that has been a nice addition to the YouTube money. And so that is really the only way that I connect it towards that I connect my profession towards the YouTube. And I just sit back and I offer phone consultations and I talk to people about their situations throughout the country. And again, it's just legal information, no legal advice unless they're here in Georgia. But that is as far as I will go. There are other attorneys who go much further, and there are attorneys who don't even go that far. They're just like, I want it completely different. No, that makes perfect sense. That's actually really helpful. Just because, yeah, like on the internet, even when I'm doing random tax strategy videos on Instagram, and people start to tell you your whole life story and try to go all this. I'm like, whoa, I don't know you like that. I only practice in Texas. We can't, So I'll definitely just be looking at it as a separate stream of income. And just, I guess I have one last question. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on, I guess, kind of reaching out strategically? So, I follow a lot of the fellows in the manosphere, yourself, Poor Man's Podcast, Fresh and Fit, Roommates, all those guys. And so just being an entrepreneur attorney, being a trademark attorney as well, I just see so much stuff that's unprotected. People have a whole bunch of intellectual property. There's so many different rights that they can be protecting. And I'm assuming they have the means and the resources to do it. But people just aren't educated typically until something happens and someone tries to copycat their brand, steal their IP and something like that. And so in many instances, in my mind, it's like, it'd be really cool to reach out if I could reasonably reach out and strike up a conversation and, hey, have you considered this? But oftentimes, I don't want to come across as somebody that's, you're just chasing, whichever of the biggest names to try to make some money off of them. Obviously, I have no problem serving clients, but just kind of that balance, especially when people are gaining fame and notoriety and whatnot on social media. So what's been your experience with that? Have you had people reach out to you, and how have you taken that? Has there been any distinction that made you more comfortable with that, or is that something that you just generally don't do? I'm confused. When you say have people reached out to me in terms of what, like specifically? Potential collaboration. Hey, lead attorney, I'd like to help you with XYZ service. Every day. Yeah. And I was very nice about it until O'Shea Duke Jackson came out with a video, and he was like, fuck all y'all niggas. Like, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Why? Because if I'm getting 3 collaboration requests a day, he's getting 30. 30 a day, and no one's offering any money. No one wants to compensate him for his time. People just want him to sit down and do a 2-hour collab and just eat that. And no benefit. Yeah. There's no benefit to him. And he's brought in so many people through the manosphere, not only small people like me, but bigger people like MTR, Media Tutorials and Reviews, huge people like Kevin Samuels, like so many people have gone through him. He's like, guys, I'm tapped out. you know, you guys keep coming to me.
Yeah.
You always got your hand out. I do a collaboration with you. 2 weeks later, you're trying to get back on and steal 2 hours more of my time. He's like, you guys have taken too much advantage. So
yeah.
He's like, I'll do one, but you know, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I went through that spell where I was doing collaborations with everybody, whoever wanted a collaboration. I was getting on their channel and doing a collaboration. And every day, just today, I got two offers to collaborate with me. And I've thankfully to O'Shea has given me the courage to turn those down.
Yeah.
You know, because I do want to be nice and I recognize what the collaboration did for me. So it makes me seem like an asshole to me if I start turning them down. But I can just do collaborations with everybody now and not in my channel. You know, what I'm trying to say is there are so many people who want collaborations. I can spend my whole days just doing collaborations. And
it's not mutually beneficial.
Correct. Like I don't get anything out of it and I can't do that.
Yep.
Right. So he's given me the courage to tell people no. And so I've been telling people no hardcore.
Yeah.
And it's actually even turned into more of a benefit because now people are saying, okay, well, you know, what if we give you $1,000? What if we give you $1,500? Now I'm like, oh, okay. Now that could be a little bit official, right? Now we're talking a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so that makes me feel good. And it makes me feel like my time is valued.
Definitely.
As opposed to just giving out random 2-hour blocks of my time for free. And you know, I did a collaboration with this person, 2 hours of my time. The damn collaboration went horrible. And then, you know, they didn't even post it. And, you know, it didn't go horrible for me. It went horrible for him because it was disorganized.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, oh, so I can give you 2 hours. You're not prepared. It goes horrible. And then you don't even post it. And then I never get those 2 hours back.
Yep.
You taught me a lesson.
Yep.
You taught, like, listen, guys, we're all learning lessons in this thing, right? Did you get on that topic of the manosphere being copywritten? The word when they were talking about the
No,
you missed that, man. That was like everybody was looking for you. People were coming to me talking about, hey, can you talk to us about this patent? So I don't know anything about patent. Yeah. I have a patent attorney for my YouTube channel. Like I had to hire somebody. Don't come to me. You missed it. There was somebody applied to trademark the word the manosphere and made a magazine about it. Everybody in the manosphere was looking for you. I can't believe you didn't get on that.
I've got to get more consistent. That kind of leads me to my last question. So what's your game plan for posting? How consistently do you want to be posting content versus going live? And kind of what's the thought process behind that?
Yeah, every channel is different. Some channels like Poor Man's Podcast, they post multiple times a day, at least once a day. I don't want to do that. My streams are every Tuesday and Thursday, and I try to do them at 2:30. I might not do a stream today. I don't know what to talk about, to be honest. If I think of something in the next hour or so, I guess I'll do something, but I don't really, I'm not feeling it. Let me tell you, it's like when you go to the gym, you're like, man, I don't want to be here. Right. So so what I do is Tuesday and Thursday, and then I'll throw something maybe on a Friday or Saturday. Try to do something more or less every other day. Yeah. You don't want to go a week without doing stuff, but the more the better if you can, to be honest. You know, I hesitate to tell, you know, newer YouTubers that because you're already like tapped out for time. So, you know, I don't want to tell you that you have to do something every day and you don't. But at least once every 3 days, you need to be putting something out. Yeah. If you want to grow.
Perfect. Yes, sir. That's all I got. I appreciate your time so much. It's really incredible that just even with the growth and the success that you're experiencing, you're taking the time out to do this because a lot of folks wouldn't. So we just definitely want to give honor where honor is due. Appreciate so much, lead attorney.
No problem. Yeah. And if that application thing about the manosphere stuff like that, I mean, you could have gotten easily 15,000 subscribers out of that. Easily. So I mean, O'Shea Duke Jackson would have collaborated with you on that. You could have made the rounds. In the manosphere, they like to do these live streams. You could have been on every single live stream. Everybody would have known about you.
Yeah. I still might circle back and just do a recap video. One idea that I did have is when Coming to America, the sequel came out, I was going to do a trademark lawyer reacts, because, you know, the big jokes, McDowell's, all the different things that they played on, and just talk about that. So I might just spin the block just based on that suggestion.
Yeah, listen, I've thought about spinning the block again, seeing what's going on with this Fresh and Fit stuff, to be honest. I was actually going to do a Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, I had hit Kwame Brown hard, man, about a month or two ago. So something came out with Kwame Brown yesterday, and I was like, I might have to jump back in it, but I've been out of it so long. But this is not only a lesson to you, entrepreneur, but really anybody. Two things. Guys, if you're going to focus on this topical stuff, your channel can blow up. But here's the thing. This is very important. Timing. Timing is everything. You know, if this is not a shot, entrepreneur, lawyer, I'm just using you as an example. If he would have talked about this a month and a half ago when it just hit, he would be sitting on 15,000 subscribers now. What would he have done? He would have done a video on it. That video would have easily gotten 30,000 views, but that's not where it stops. He would have done a collaboration with O'Shea Duke Jackson, because O'Shea Duke Jackson is in the manosphere. And when he wanted to talk to someone knowledgeable about this. There's nobody in the space that's knowledgeable about it. The only person that's knowledgeable about it in this space is the entrepreneur lawyer. And he wasn't available to talk about it. So entrepreneur lawyer would have gotten on a channel that had, 150, 170,000 subscribers. Then he would have gotten on Bernard's live stream, the Bernard Riley show. He would have got on that live stream. He would have got on Mr. Fantastic's live stream. He would have got on Edward Anderson's live stream. He would have been a household name. He would have been the go-to guy. People would have been emailing him, asking him for collaborations. That's the first thing. Mm-hmm. Like, some stuff is going to land right in your lap. This is the most important thing. If you miss it, it's gone. It is absolutely gone. You can try to do email O'Shea Duke Jackson talking about that manosphere thing and see if he responds back. Guys, it's about timing. And I see it when the Bill Cosby thing, I was eating lunch. When Bill Cosby was released, I was heading back to the office. I turned around, went to my studio and filmed it. And I was the only attorney on YouTube right when it happened in this sector talking about it. I got a ton of views out of it. Guys, when the Fresh and Fit, when they released their receipts video, their 5-hour live stream, I think it ended at, let's say it ended at 12 o'clock midnight. MTR was doing a reaction to it at 12:15 midnight. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a reaction video at like 2:30 in the afternoon. I was late. Yeah. People were like, even if you thought, okay, I would have started at 10 a.m. No. MTR started at 12:15. He had 3,000 people in that live stream. At midnight. Speed is the number one thing. If there is a bank robbery, you got to think of it as like you're a newscaster. If there is a bank robbery on Tuesday at 9 in the morning and you show up to cover it on Thursday, you missed it. Nobody cares. You missed it. So guys, this is very important. Not only I'm telling you this because I've seen it work out for me, good and bad. Try to be as close to the first as possible and realize that these topical events, they have such a short half-life. They are here and they are gone. So you can miss a huge opportunity. Now, thankfully, there's always going to be something that's going to come around, but it might come around in 2 more months. Yeah. I got a huge number of subscribers because of the Kwame Brown thing. And then there was like a low period for 2 months. Fresh and Fit hit. The Fresh and Fit, they hit. And I hit that thing hard for like a week. And now that's kind of died down. And now today's Thursday. I'm supposed to be posting. I don't know what to post about. Yeah. So you really need to make the most of these opportunities because they do not come around every day. But if you can hit them, man, your channel can blow up. People are going to say that you're clout chasing. Let them say it. Yeah. Let them say it. All right, you just keep doing you, and your channel is going to get the growth.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Again, thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Any other questions that you have that you can think of, you can just put them in the chat, and I'll try to get to them. Okay.
Definitely.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
All right, let's go to my man Sam. How are you doing? It's great to see you over here. Can you hear me?
What's going on, Lee? Can you hear me?
Yes, I would love to see you over here. I usually see you over there on the Lead Attorney channel, but I'm glad to see you over here. Give me 1 second. Let me just check these. Let me check these comments. Yes, guys, my camera is a Sony ZV-1. It's an excellent camera. We got Lala in here. She says she's created a channel. Have no videos, no followers. Don't know what I'd like to do with it, although I have ideas. Perfect. That's all we need, ideas, and yes, being open to listening to things, and we'll find our own way based on what we hear. You're exactly right. Big guy Journey says that Trojan horse, it's a game changer. Yes, guys, when Meet Kevin said that, I was like, that is exactly right. It's an absolute game changer. People are gonna say that you're gossiping. People are gonna say that you're clout chasing. Fuck them, to be honest. Right? You do you. It works. There's a reason that there's news channels. There's a reason why there's CNBC and Fox and all this other stuff that comes on every day all across the country. People want to know what's going on. So you take what's going on and you put your message into that, and your channel will absolutely grow. It will absolutely grow. Lala said she's a 32-year-old Hispanic woman. Fantastic. Probably bilingual. That's what's up. Dario says, catch you guys later. All right. See you soon, Dario. I'm sure I'll see you in these streets. And then True Silver Queen also says that you'll sign back on when you're in your car. Fantastic. All right. So, Sam, thank you so much for becoming a Patreon member and coming over here. I really appreciate it. Why don't you tell everybody with the name of your channel, kind of when you got started, and how many subscribers that you have, and kind of what's your channel about?
So the name of my channel is Simcia. It's my personal channel where I'm sharing my personal finance journey as I'm discovering it and sharing some of the things that I've learned up until now. I've been on YouTube as a content creator for, I'd say this is probably my 6th week.
Excellent.
I think I posted 2 videos and I did a live stream.
Great.
So I did not post last week, and I have not posted this week, and it's more so me getting in the way, and it has some equipment stuff that I'm really working through to make sure that I can deliver a consistent product. Did I miss something? Was that all of it?
Yeah. And how many subscribers do you have?
I have 40. I have 44. I actually had someone deliver something earlier, so maybe 45 at this point in time right now. So I have 45 at this moment.
Excellent. Excellent. Let me just jump right just to answer this real quick. Sorrel says, I'm doing my very first live on YouTube. Fantastic. Says I will be used. I saw you up here, but I'm sorry if we took too long to get to you, Sorrel. Says I will be using StreamYard also. Any advice for me? Yeah, just put your StreamYard is very easy to use. You might want to just do a test before, just to make sure that you understand how to do it. Just do a recording or a live, but then put it, let's say, on unlisted or private. Then send the link to one of your friends or 2 of your friends. Make sure you know how to pull them up and put them down. If you want to share your screen, test that out. So just do a test run. Do not make your first live the first time you get on there. So do an unlisted recording. Send the link to a couple of your friends. Make sure that you can hear them. Make sure that they can hear you. Set it up and just do 5 minutes. Make sure you got everything, the lights, everything working right. And so then when you start your live stream, everything will be great. And then announce it on your social media. I know you're very good about social media, and I will try to show up if you just let me know what time it is. All right. So, and then if I can make it to your live and see, I might have some tips for you as well. But my number one tip, do an unlisted live, like right now. If you have some time, just do 5 minutes. Tell a couple of your friends you're going to send them a link. You can send them the link over your phone or something like that. Let them hit, or email, let them hit the link, bring them up, sit them down, bring them up again. Make sure your audio is good, your lights are good, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. So thank you so much, Sorrel. All right. Sorry, Sim. But I knew that was going to be much shorter than what we've got going on. All right. So you said you were talking about your channel is kind of focused on your financial journey.
Personal finance, yes. So it's my personal finance journey. Just really unpacking that and some of the nuggets and the things that have added the most value to me and my life up until this point. And then just really showing the implementation aspect of me implementing some of these personal finance concepts that I've discovered. And so
Excellent.
my question for you is are you using StreamYard in order for you to do a banner on your channel? I guess I'm trying to make sure I understand how the banners work on your channel, and then
Yes. Do you have StreamYard?
I do not have StreamYard. When I did my live, I attempted to do my live on Streamlabs OBS,
Woo!
and
That's difficult.
I figured out a good portion of it, but I could not see my chat when I was in there. So I attempted to do a live and I tested it there. But my very first stream was on YouTube itself directly. And one of the things that was somewhat confusing was that whenever I was speaking, I did not see the feedback or any type of bars that were filling up whenever I would speak. So I was not really clear as to whether or not that could be heard. And beyond that, I think I might have had one person that came in and then they quickly went back out. But it was a little bit challenging just because I had to make sure that I kept the dialogue going, and I did not really have no specific format as far as things that I wanted to touch. So I did not have that as a tool that I could use during the live. But I can say that I feel relatively good about it, and it's also forcing me to be cognizant of the arms and the various different crutches that I'm using within my speech. So I can say that it's helpful and it's a good challenge. I'm glad that you pushed me to do it, because in our last discussion, that's what you told me to do, to go ahead and just go live and just go ahead and stream.
Excellent.
But
Yeah.
along the
Go ahead.
line,
I'm sorry.
along the lines of what you were saying to a nurse, to the first visitor that you had,
Yeah, nurse like me.
a
Mhm.
nurse like me. So for my channel, would you recommend the very same thing? Is that I should cover topics that are in popular culture where I can maybe speak on maybe some of the finance uh, aspects that might be associated with what's going on, or should I just full-fledged do a popular culture, just full-fledged discussion, and maybe infuse some small tips in there as we're having the discussion? What would you say?
Yeah, this is a great question. Let me tell you, there are a few attorneys on YouTube, and there's a white attorney, and he has over 1 million subscribers, and he makes 3-minute videos, 5-minute videos. And do you know what his videos are? Their videos, all you see is the camera. You see the camera looking down at a table. You see his hands, and he's just picking locks. There's a lock, and he just picks it. And he'll tell you what he's doing. Okay, first I'm at the first thing, then the second, then the third, fourth, fifth, picked, right? And he says, oh, so he'll get a lock, and they'll say, okay, this is the T5000 lock. I got it at Home Depot. It's a $80 lock. It's supposed to be unbreakable. And so I'm gonna pick it right now. It's an unpickable lock, $80. They've got $1 million warranty. So he takes his tool and he says, okay, I'm here with the first one, got the second one, the third one's done, fourth one's done, fifth one's done, picked. All right. He says, okay, so I picked that one. Tune in tomorrow when I pick another lock. His channel is called The Lock Picking Lawyer. He has over 1 million subscribers. He does not talk about Cardi B. He does not talk about Bill Cosby. He does not talk about the law. All he does is to make 3 to 5 minute videos picking locks. He has over 1 million subscribers. What's the point? The point is, you can be successful either way. You do not have to talk about current events. I don't want you guys to get too locked into this. Talking about current events and clout chasing and Trojan horsing, it is an excellent way to grow. What's the most important word in there? And. It's not the way to grow. It's a way to grow. It's an excellent way to grow. So you have, you'll have a YouTube channel that has 400,000 subscribers, and they're talking about Rottweilers, right? So I never want you guys to think that I'm telling you that you have to talk about the news. It's not true. It's an easy way to do it, and it's a fast way to do it, and it'll grow. But when you ask me your question, I want to be precise. I just don't want to tell you, yeah, go talk about the news. That's BS. You shouldn't really listen to anybody that tells you that. There's so many things that you could talk about. If the lock picking attorney, if he was talking about the news, he might have 200,000 subscribers. He's got 1 million just picking locks. So, you don't have to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's really the most important point that I wanted to make. I don't know if I answered your question, but I definitely wanted to address that. I'm not saying that you have to Trojan horse. There are Kevin Samuels. Does he talk about Lizzo? Does he talk about Cardi B? He's talking to women. You don't really hear him talking about the news. He's got 1 million subscribers. So you can absolutely have a very successful channel where you are not talking about topical things, fresh and fit, right? Where they're kicking women out of their studio every other day. They weren't really talking about Bill Cosby too much. I don't think. I didn't really watch him, but you see what I'm saying? So you can have other ideas that will make your channel grow. If you're just looking for something fast and quick and effective, that is one way to do it.
Yes. So yeah. So you did answer my question, and I was more so speaking about just like infusing both of them together. Like for instance, let's say Brittany Renner, right? Let's say Brittany Renner, her receiving $200,000 a month, right? So maybe speaking to how maybe PJ, I think it's Washington, PJ Washington could afford to actually pay her by using the stock market or something like that, right? And how he can create an opportunity for him to pay her and have a vehicle. The same with Dr. Dre and all that. But I missed all those votes right now, right? But using something like that, So
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, and those are the things that's the way that I was looking at a lot of this popular culture stuff. Just looking at how I can take those conversations and then say, hey, how is this potentially possible by using these given tools and so on and so forth. But absolutely, I like what you said to the entrepreneur lawyer. And for me from an individual standpoint, I'm very interested in the things that he has to share as it pertains to trademarking and really protecting ourselves. And maybe it's just me, but I'd like to say that if we can create an ecosystem of professionals in their respective spaces who can really speak with some kind of certainty or speak from a standpoint of an authority and say, hey, okay, this is how we should be structuring our situation. Similar to what you said, JT Pocket Watching is going to be able to share with us about how we can protect ourselves. And it just allows us to not get caught up in here goes the person who was successful, and here they are, them falling down and being lowered down to regular people's standards, or regular people's levels.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And let me say this too. Guys. This right now is, if you're a professional or if you're talking about professional ideas, this is the best time to get into YouTube. But let me tell you something. If you mess around and you don't really get into it now, I promise you in 2 years, there's going to be in the Black sphere there's going to be a ton of professionals. Right. I'm lucky that I started when I did, but you starting to see now there are a bunch of financial people that are entering the space. I saw a video, and a divorce attorney did a video about me. I saw her channel. I don't know how it popped up, but she did a reaction video to one of my videos. She's a divorce attorney. Now, She only has 2 subscribers. I don't think she's going to catch me. But, you know, if I would have had 200 subscribers and she has 2 subscribers, we're neck and neck. So if you have knowledge, you know, there's like Orlando Minor. A lot of people are thinking about real estate. A lot of people are thinking about finance. You know, you got the crypto boys already in here. Guys, you need to start making content fast if you want a head start. People will catch you. They will absolutely catch you. I talked to O'Shea Duke Jackson on the phone the other day, and we did a collab. And we were talking, and he was saying that he's always investing more money to stay ahead of his competition. He knows that there are people out here killing it. People are like Poor Man's Podcast, right? You need to do as much as you can to stay ahead of these people because they are coming. You know, I'm gonna look up in 3 years, and there's gonna be 7 divorce attorneys in this space. Hopefully, you know, I've gotten so much further by then that they're not really any competition to me. But I would be sad if my channel stopped at 50,000 subscribers and 200, and then 2 years from now, there's some divorce attorney and she's got 200,000 and I've got 50, and I'm gone. Right? So you want, the number one thing is to put out content. But you know, this personal finance stuff, I'm telling you, people are entering this space. They're coming in. You know, so I just want to make that clear. I'm starting to see people who come up on my streams. I'm starting to see a lot of people. I'm starting to see nurses. You know, I've had 4 nurses come up like in the last month. So even the nurse, I should have actually mentioned this to the first person. You know, nurses are in here, man. So you guys are doing what you need to do. You're taking this seriously. You're making content. You subscribe to the Patreon. You're doing these questions and answers. So, and we're going to be doing masterminds and all this. So you're taking it seriously. But I want to give you this tip. YouTube is starting to, you know, this black space that we have, people are starting to get in it. So the more content that you can make, the more you're giving yourself a head start. I don't think this divorce attorney is going to catch me with her 2 subscribers. Plus, she's only been practicing 9 years. But I noticed her. Let me say that. You know, now the entrepreneur lawyer is different because he's talking about, I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, I know what he's talking about, but I can't compete with him on his knowledge because I'm not competent in what he's talking about. I don't know all this entrepreneurial stuff. Similarly, I don't think he knows about the divorce stuff. So even though we're lawyers, we're not really in competition. In fact, I would really like to have him as a collaboration, right? But he's kind of competing with JT a little bit. And, you know, not JT in the sense of being a lawyer, but JT in the sense of personal finance. You also, Sim, you know, you're kind of, you know, JT is an accountant and a financial planner. He's got 30,000. So, and he's doing reaction videos on financial topical issues. So you're going to need to look at him and be like, damn, you know, I would have liked to have been in his space, but that's okay. How can I differentiate myself from him? What is he doing that I'm not doing? Or what can I do that he's not doing? Now, you're going to want to talk about your personal journey. The problem is no one knows who you are, so no one cares about you right now. Like right now, people are like, oh, the lead attorney. You know, 5 months ago, no one cared about who I was. That's the problem with starting vlogs. A lot of women, they want to start blogs. No one cares about your daily life, women. They don't know who you are. So if you want to talk about your personal journey, people need a reason to care. Like people care about Kevin Samuel's financial journey, and people care about Cardi B's financial journey, but that's because they're up here. When you're low, no one cares. So you need to figure out how to talk about somebody else that people care about, because no one really cares about you. But, you know, this is maybe a little bit more of an advanced tip, but you want to be looking at who your competition is. And I don't see anybody right now. Like, you know, shout out to Dennis Sperling. He's an attorney, but again, he's doing civil law. No one's a divorce attorney in this space. But, you know, there's a new one. Now she's got 2 subscribers. I ain't really worrying about her, but I'm watching her, right? So guys, this is a tip for you as well. You want to have an eye out. And for people who already got the head start on you, fine. That's okay. But you need to figure out some way to either differentiate yourself or do it better to get some type of advantage. And so, you might want to start looking at JT in that light to say, okay, he's talking about personal finance and he's got the education, he's got the clients and all this. How can I add something different? You know what I'm saying, Sim?
Yeah, so I completely understand. Yeah, and truthfully said, you're right. JT and the entrepreneur lawyer, we're all kind of similar. They can speak to. We all kind of cover different parts because I'm an individual, right? I could speak about the individual aspect, right? But then we talk about like specific applications. I could collaborate with the entrepreneur lawyer about like theoretical things. I don't know if you've ever heard of the FI community, FI community, financial independence community.
Yeah, usually it's FIRE, like a financially independent, retire early. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that community, right? So in that community, there's a lot of theories that we have in that community, right? But then I could speak to someone like the entrepreneur lawyer and collaborate with him and say, hey, this is the theory that we have. Is this stuff in fact true from your standpoint as a professional? And I can do the same exact thing with JT. So the opportunities, and I'm not really painting myself as an expert. And that's part of the reason why I'm speaking more so about the things that I've done and discovered, because I don't want it to come off as legal advice. But yeah, so a lot of my governing principles are coming from the FIRE community.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I don't think there's any Black person in this space talking about FIRE. So maybe that could be your end. Because
Yeah.
I think the FIRE community is awesome. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of like a undercover member. To be honest, I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife. So, you can retire early.
Yeah.
Right. So I love that community and I would love to see someone in it. So I think that's perfect. You really want to find a way to differentiate yourself, because when the entrepreneur lawyer was on, the entrepreneur lawyer, and I think I talked with him, I think in the past, I think he had come up on a live or something. And then he came up now and he's talking about his knowledge. I'm like, damn, that's important knowledge. I would like to do a collaboration with him. And do you know what I just thought of, 10 seconds ago? I was like, damn, I can't collaborate with him because I already told JT that I was going to give JT that collaboration.
But it's not the same though. It's not the same.
It's kind of the same, because what I want to talk about is what attorneys should, what people should be doing with their money. I'm not really sure if the entrepreneur lawyer, if he's more on the financial side or more on the business. He might be more on the legal side. So maybe they're not the same. Maybe they're different.
They're different though, because so JT is an accountant, right? So he can speak about the tax law and really the advantageous ways that you could really push and move your money. But then the entrepreneur lawyer. The entrepreneur lawyer can talk about how we can do asset protection, right? So we can do asset protection from the standpoint of intellectual property and protecting yourself from the threat of someone coming. So let's say, for instance, you build a YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You build a YouTube channel, you create this large following, you have a website and everything. But then behind the scenes, someone is going to the U.S. trademark and patent office, and they're trying to file a patent or a trademark for your brand or something similar to it. So we can just follow the steps that the entrepreneur lawyer advises for that specific type of information. I think that there's room for everyone, but I understand what you're saying. Like, given your specific idea, JT is someone that you had in mind, and I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just talking on the financial planning side. But you're exactly right. Like in terms of patents and stuff, I think the entrepreneur lawyer, that's his wheelhouse, right? But when we start talking about finances, I'm sure that the entrepreneur lawyer can talk about LLCs and how to protect your business, but a financial planner can also do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And what you're going to see, guys, as well, is that talking about the importance of collaborations, really what's so important is networking and, being cool with somebody. right? And, you know, establishing a network and just like, you know, being able to trust one another. And JT is my man. And I can tell by talking to the entrepreneur lawyer that he's on it. The entrepreneur lawyer, I can tell that he's got it, but I don't want to mess up. You know, I don't want JT to be like, I thought, like, you know, I don't even want it to get that. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be worth it for me because, you know, me and JT have such a tight relationship.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the fastest you can get out and establish those networks, you can really get ahead of the competition, because JT is my go-to guy for anything really financial. I can't imagine a new YouTuber coming up and me choosing that YouTuber over JT, even if the YouTuber knows a little bit more than JT, just because I've got that relationship with him. We're in the same class. Like we're kind of on the same journey together. You know, we're kind of ninth graders moving up to 10th grade. We're kind of in the same class like that. So I can't see me choosing some, and this is going to go, hopefully, you know, me and JT, you know, we go look up, we'll have 80,000 subscribers, 120,000. I mean, this network is going to last, you know, a long time. So it's important to be fast and grow fast so that you can secure those networking opportunities so that people behind you are kind of frozen out. It's a harsh way to look at it, but I'm telling you, you know, these are kind of behind the scenes things.
Yeah.
Right. But you're exactly right. I do think there are places where JT's information and the entrepreneur lawyer's information differ. So I think you're exactly right about that. You're exactly right about that.
But I appreciate you, Lead. And I think the last question that I have is: are you using this type of light in your background right here? Oh, if I can get it right. Are you using a light FX? Oh, I can't even pull it out.
Yeah, I'll show you what I'm using. I'm using this light. Is this light right here, right? I'm not sure if the batteries. Oh yeah, I'm using this right here.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a great light. It costs like $100, and I just have it like on a little stand. And yeah, this is so I just have it. I have it set like this, and the light is going up against my diplomas.
Okay.
Right? So if you see the light, what you cannot see is that behind me there is a small table right behind me, and on that table this light shines and pushes light towards the wall.
Wow. All right. So Lead. So that one was $100. It looks like it's like a cube light, because I'm using this type of light right here. This is LifeX.
Oh, okay.
It costs about $40.
Okay.
And it has about, I think, 66. I don't know if it's 66,000, and you can control it from your cell phone and change the different colors and everything like that for your background, depending upon your mood. I'd like to say that's what MTR uses. If you look in the background, he has a light that has the same shape on it right here.
Yeah.
And
lights are important. I think that's awesome. Yours is more high tech than mine. You can't. These don't have an app, so yours is more high tech than mine is.
Okay. But yeah, so I think.
Oh, and let me answer your question about the banners. Yes, banners are very easy to do with StreamYard. You can just click them on and click them off. They're very easy, and you can edit them. You can change them. All right, I've got there. You can save your banners. So I've got banners saved in here. Right, and so that's how easy it is to make them work.
And so so whenever we see you allowing people to speak, you're just sneaking to hurry up and type something up real quick. And
exactly.
Okay.
But you know, some of these banners are saved. So this person, Fresh and Forever Fresh, they gave me $300. So while someone was speaking, I just typed in Forever Fresh. Yeah. But you know, and so if I do one today, someone will give me, let's say, $200. I'll use this same banner, but I'll just edit it, take out Forever Fresh, put in the $200, hit play.
Now, on your side, are you able to see a summation of all the super chats that have been given by a specific person, or do you calculate that on your own?
It's kind of in my head. It would be nice if YouTube gave you a running total. They don't.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but you know, if someone gives me a $300 super chat, I'm gonna remember that. The issue comes if someone gives you like 25 and then 50 and then 25 and then 25, you might mess up.
Exactly.
But if someone gives me 300, I'm not like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels will get 2,500. You know, 20 super chats of 500 each. How do you know? I'm still small. So if someone gives me 300, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna remember that one. I might remember that one for 2-3 days, right? So, but you're right that if they give the smaller amounts, then you could lose track.
So yeah, so I'm thinking that with live streaming, did you ever use the? I think you said that you skipped a lot of the frugal steps, but I was going to ask you, did you ever use the StreamYard that was free? Because I'm understanding that you cannot save a stream if you're using the free one. Is that true? Do you know?
I don't know, and I never save my streams. I upload them directly on YouTube, and that's where they go. I never save them.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me get to a TDO. TDO's
No. That's it. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you so much. And again, if you stay in the chat, and if you have any other questions, there's nobody really behind him, so maybe I might just give. No, he says okay. But yeah. So if you have any questions, you can just you can ask in the chat. Okay.
Thank you, TJ. Have a good one.
No problem. You too.
Bye.
All right, let's go to TDO. Sorry about that, TDO. You've been super patient. I really appreciate it. Can you hear me? Looks like you are muted. Yeah. Perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, brother. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining. And again, I thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate that.
The pleasure is all mine, sir.
Oh, no. I'm just happy you were here. And again, thank you for signing up to the Patreon. I really appreciate that as well. So let me ask you, you have a YouTube channel?
The Dissenting Opinion.
The Dissenting Opinion. There he is. I didn't recognize you from your name. That's such an awesome title to your YouTube channel, man. I'm glad that you're over here.
Well, I stole that name from you personally. I'm out here struggle streaming right now, but
I'm the same way.
I'm getting better, man. I got some pretty good videos up. I've been following like the O'Shea Duke Jackson blueprint. So I've been editing my videos in Microsoft PowerPoint.
Interesting, yes.
So I do the videos, I do the little layouts and whatnot, and then you can download the slide to a video. So when I download the slide to the video, then I upload it straight to YouTube. Of course, my editing ain't right. I only been doing it 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
my editing was terrible for months.
Yeah, my first video ain't got no sound on it. I ordered a little microphone and whatnot.
Awesome.
And I still couldn't get no sound on it. I can't get right.
I was about to quit. I was so pissed off. I mean, there were so many times. Dissenting Opinion when I was like, man. So I feel you.
That's why I be sending you those cash apps that say 1111.
Yeah. You sent me one like yesterday, the day before, right? And I felt so bad because I saw it. I was like, damn, I didn't even shout it out. But I remember you. I apologize for that. I remember that. So thank you so much. 1111.
Yeah. For commemoration, you had 11 shows out. So, I got a little inspiration going on over here.
Yes.
I started my channel. I'm doing like feel good videos. So I got one video. It's got Venus Williams. She's talking about mental health and whatnot. And so I did a kudos video to Venus Williams. She dropped $2 million for mental health care. And in turn, I got to do the editing and all that good stuff on it. Naomi Osaka, she went and refurbished the tennis courts in Queens where she grew up. Yeah, so I just be Googling, I get on Google, whatever pops up, then I try to do like a feel good video for it, because you know you got all your negative stuff out there. So
True.
I was just trying to find a little niche and get in there. Probably do like, you know, I'm gonna do one on you. You know, shout out to Lead Attorney for helping people try to grow their YouTube channel, all this and all that. He inspired me. So I'm working. I'm putting in the work.
I think that is awesome. Yes, yes, yes. And I mean, these are the toughest months, to be honest. I mean, you started for 3 weeks and you were doing it. So that is fantastic. And it's just human nature to kind of look at the numbers and want us to grow. But, you know, a lot of times that growth is so slow in the beginning. But what they always say, guys, and this is really important, they always say that the hardest subscribers to get are the first 1,000. And it's true. Guys, listen, to be and this, you know, I only have 50,000. So, you know, it's not like I'm Kevin Samuels, but I'm going to get 300 subscribers today. And, you know, I might not even put out a video, right? Imagine that. Whereas I remember getting 3 subscribers after putting out a 2-hour video, you know, so the hardest ones to get are the first 1,000. Once you get the first 1,000 and you can get some momentum, that's what's going to keep you going.
Yeah.
So I just salute to you, just salute you for, you know, these 3 weeks and you're still putting out videos, not getting discouraged. That is awesome. Still looking, still putting in the work, man. You're doing it, Dissenting Opinion.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. Thank you kindly.
I love it. I love it. Do you have any questions or issues kind of where you're at right now? Anything that you're kind of like, I don't really know, or you kind of got it down and it's just a time
I mean, I
thing?
definitely don't have it down by no means. You know what I mean? But I just get in and absorb the information. So when people ask questions, I take my little notes. You know, got my little notepad right here.
Excellent.
And,
Excellent.
I get on whoever you promoting, and I go like their channel, show them some love, because
Awesome.
eventually I can flip that. So I can do a video about you and give you your kudos. I can do a video about JT, give him his kudos.
Yes.
The sunshine lady that was doing the indoor gardening. Like, I think it's a big array of things that I can do, and they don't necessarily have to correlate to the current news. But when the current news come out, then I can also jump in there and try to do something with that as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh, I think that's fantastic. And I'm so happy that you started it. I love that bomb ass name that you got. The Dissenting Opinion is fantastic. And yes, man, I'm just so happy for you. And
Thank you,
again,
Tyler.
it's an awesome side hustle. You know, once you get it rocking and rolling, I mean, the money starts to come in from different ways. So, I mean, it's such a great opportunity, and I'm glad you jumped on it. A lot of people are going to see these videos. Not this video. This video is only for Patreon members, but you know, the other videos that I make, and they'll be like, yeah, I should start a YouTube channel one day. And they're going to look up in 5 years and say, yeah, I should start a YouTube channel. You know, they ain't going to do it.
Bro, I've
So
been telling my homeboys for the last 5 years, like, man, we should do a YouTube channel just to show that as Black people, we talk about more than, you know, butt naked women, drugs. And like, I was just like, the image is bad, because we sit around and talk about politics, religion, we call it building, and just build, you know, have
yes.
intellectual conversations, relationships, you know, just cover a broad array. And all of them be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then when I saw you, I was like, man, this the universe trying to tell me I really need to start this YouTube channel. So forget it. I'm just go for the gusto.
Perfect. Well, I think that is awesome. Well, congratulations again to you, the Dissenting Opinion. I know there are not many people in the chat right now, but I'm going to put this up on the Patreon, and whoever is on the Patreon who sees this, go check out this man. This is a solid brother with excellent content, excellent channel. Go subscribe to him.
Thank
All right. No problem. So thank you so much for coming up, man. And any questions that you have, you can always put them in the chat, in the comment, or in the notes after once I put this video up. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you kindly.
No problem. Thank you. It's a strong brother right there. All right, guys. So we've been doing this for 2 hours. So I think I'm going to I'm gonna call it a day. I am going to put this up on YouTube. It's going to stay on YouTube. It's going to be on the Patreon. So please don't share the link, guys. This is only for you guys. This is only for you. And you can always refer to this, and we're going to do these weekly. We're also going to have mastermind sessions. So I am loving it. So what does Sorrel say? Sorrel says, how do you put the waiting screen on StreamYard before the live starts to allow time for people to arrive? Yes. I never do this, but back here, I believe you can upload videos, and there is what you're talking about is called a countdown timer, and so you can upload a video that will be your countdown timer. Now they already give you a countdown timer. Let's see if I can get this. You see, so you just press that button and the countdown timer shows up. It's super easy. StreamYard's easy, guys. It doesn't do everything that you want to do, but damn, it's easy. So it already comes with that one preloaded, Sorrel, but you can upload your own. You can make your own video, upload your own, and then put it up there. All right. So yeah, that's the answer to that. And then Tim says, how did your Dale Curry video do? It did pretty well. It did pretty well. Not great, but I'm glad I did it. Let me say that. I'm glad I did it. It did good numbers. So I think, I'm not sure how many views it's got, maybe like 20,000, something like that. So yeah, all in all, it was a good video. It wasn't a great video. No, I take that back. It's got about 40,000 views. So actually it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And again, some days are going to be like this, where some days, guys, you just need to hit singles and doubles, and don't try to hit the home run every day, because it's not coming. Believe me, I don't know what I'm going to do today. If I can do a stream and have 20,000 views, I'll be lucky. Like, I'm doing this from the heart. I love this YouTube stuff. I actually love it. But talking about Dale Curry, and actually when I get on there, I actually love that too, guys. Just thinking about it, thinking about what I'm going to talk about is the hardest part. But to answer your question, actually it did pretty good. It did better than I thought. It got about 40,000 views, which for me is pretty good. Sherry says, look forward to these lives. Yes, we're going to do at least one every week. What does Lala say? Your tips are always welcome. Please, any more tips for non-video YouTubers yet? Non-video YouTubers? I don't understand that part. But yeah, guys, we're going for 2 hours, right? But we're going to keep doing these. I'm excited. So I just didn't understand your question, Lala. But yeah, I got a ton of tips. Guys, I could sit here and talk for you for 30 hours just on tips alone. 30 hours, guys. So we got to pace ourselves, but I got you guys. I really care about you. I care about your journey, and I'm excited for you. What does Sim say? Wow, StreamYard's easy to use. Super easy. That's where everybody uses it. Super, super easy. So True Silver says, thanks, be looking forward to it. Yes, we're on it, man. I'm super excited. Sim says, thank you. You're adding value to my journey. Thank you so much, guys. It helps me too. I love doing this. I get a lot of joy out of this. And then Sorrel says, I will upload my own. Thank you. Yes, you can make your own and then upload it, put music behind it. In fact, I'm going to do one. It's not going to be a countdown timer. It's going to be a video where I kind of let people know who have the biggest donators to my channel. And also I'm going to play it while I give an advisory that if you come up to my panel, you're waiving your right to privacy. That's another thing. Guys, you need to be careful when you have these live streams, because someone can go up there and then say something, and now they're embarrassed that they said it, and then they will email YouTube to tell YouTube that you don't have the right to use their likeness. So you need to warn people. If you're gonna have guests, warn all the guests beforehand. Hey, you're giving up your right to privacy. This is being recorded. That's a tip that one woman did to me, and YouTube stood behind me. But for that particular video, but other videos they'll take down. And you don't want to do a 5-hour video and YouTube just takes it down because one person complained. You don't want that. And then Lala says, people who haven't uploaded videos yet. Yeah, your biggest thing is just trying to figure out, if you haven't had any videos, you might not know what you want to talk about. So you definitely need to figure out what your channel is going to be about. And we can absolutely talk about that too. We can talk about that on the next live stream. Like that's an awesome topic. A lot of people want to know, how should I fashion my channel? What should I talk about? So this is an excellent point, Lala. And then Sim says, you could do the Mercedes Moore video, TLA. It's current. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. I don't know about this, so I'll take a look at it right now. It's almost 5 o'clock. It's getting late. So I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze it in, but I will take a look at it. So thank you so much, Sim. I appreciate it. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up. We've got 2 great hours. This has been an excellent session. I'm looking forward to doing these every week, really answering your questions to help your specific channel. All right, so thank you guys so much. I'm not your attorney. I am the lead attorney, and I am here to help you lawyer up. So thank you guys so much.